Hi, everyone. Welcome to Circle of Besties Tarot. It's Tarot Tuesday. I believe this is our fourth Tarot Tuesday. So, again, my name is Jen. I'm the owner of the Circle of Besties online metaphysical shop, and I welcome you here. We are meeting each week at a minimum to build community, talk tarot. If you have questions, you can put them in the chat. If you could just include your astrology sign or your zodiac sign, that would be helpful to me. If not, just ask your question, and I'll be happy to pull some cards for you. Just getting the chat up so I can see it. All right. So what I'll do to begin, as people are joining, I'm just going to pull a few oracle cards to give us an overall idea on what our first reading might be about. Okay. Try to shuffle on camera for you. I'm using the energy oracle cards, and I call them jumpers. I do like to have the card jump out of the deck, and that way we know it's meant for us. Okay, our first card is walking away. So I do always note the number. So 27, 2, 7, 9. So this shows me that we're walking away from a scenario. It could be a relationship, a job, something that doesn't serve us. Could be moving house from one state to another. Picking up and taking your life somewhere different. So however that translates, that's our overall theme. So I'm going to put that over here in the background so you can see it. I'm going to pull one or two more just to get some more detail. And then we'll pull tarot cards to tell us the story and to give us advice. Wow, that one flew right out. Okay, so we have attachment. So you'll see that there is a woman in white holding up a mask. She's chained to a pole, and the number is 5. So the background's very gray. Looks like it's got almost like a greenish mold on the wall. And so this just tells me that we need to be walking away from things that no longer serve us, that are not healthy for us mentally or physically. That if we do not currently prioritize mental or physical well-being and health, that this is something that we need to put a focus on going forward. Attachment can be maybe you're part of a relationship that isn't always positive. It could be a bad work environment. It could be a toxic boss. It could be, food addiction. It could be any addiction, drugs, alcohol. That's all I'm getting from that. I do welcome your comments in the chat. Oh, my mod has joined, as well as Good Time. Hi, Good Time. Thank you for joining. Pulling oracle cards. So far we have walking away and attachment, which looks pretty grim. So let's try to, I hopefully will get a more positive spin in this next card. All right. Again, I'm looking for a jumper, and this will be our third and final oracle card just to start us off, so we have a basis for the tarot card pull that we'll be doing. Give us a little bit more detail into the overall story of the plot. Now, aha, we got one. Okay, so I get broken heart in reverse. So upright, the number is 9. You'll see it actually, at first glance, you think it's sort of like a paper heart or candy heart, but then as you look up closer, it's really got, looks like it might be an organ. And then there's a tear coming out of the middle of the break. So in reverse, this could be that you are detaching and walking away from a scenario where you were very disappointed, very distraught, heartbroken. So the next steps are bittersweet, but they are positive and are being taken in the effort of self-love. So move forward, keep your head high, and know that the worst part is over. Moving forward, the only way is up. Again, that was the energy oracle card. If you like the images and the messages that they portray. Okay, I think for the tarot read, I'm going to use my Disney villain deck. I haven't brought that out in a while, and I think it's a lot of fun, so why not? Okay. Oh, welcome, Ross Davis. Thank you for joining. We just went through our top 3 oracle cards. So we have walking away from a negative attachment and recovering from a broken heart. So, moving forward into the positive. And now I'm going to pull some tarot and reinforce the storyline. So let's see what tarot has for us. Yeah, anyone in the chat? Give me your astrology sign and ask your questions. And until we have more people in the chat, don't be shy. We can just we can address any questions you have if you have more than one until the chat gets busier. That's cool. Happy to talk one-on-one. Okay. So we have a King of Wands in reverse. So for me, the King of Wands is somebody who is creative, artistic, very charismatic, magnetic almost. I would say the King of Wands, we could equate to like a cult leader, like somebody who's just very persuasive and, again, magnetic in the way that they are. They're, again, very creative, magical, artistic, fiery, passionate, motivated. Everything is exciting. A lot of charisma, chemistry. A leader who, will be on, if you think of it, I think of a King of Wands as a leader who would be leading by example, somebody who is so passionate in the uptake that they are the first one in line to charge forward. So the King of Wands in reverse, I would say, is someone that, maybe made a phenomenal good impression, phenomenal first impression. But then, maybe they aren't everything that they seemed at first. So if we're to reference our earlier cards, the oracle cards, it would be like, leaving a relationship or a situation which at first seemed fantastic, but then as time went on and things, came to light and, puppy love fades, those types of situations, that it just wasn't a scenario where it was meant to be. So if this is you, or if this is, your now no longer broken heart, we can say that a realization has been made that, the blinders are no longer on, and, you're ready to move forward without, without illusion. All right. Let me get some more details for us. So I'm picking a card next as challenge, like the King of Wands. So We have the Three of Wands, which is strategy. It also means waiting for your ships to come in. So it's having a plan, being so excited about it, doing everything you can to get the details in order, lining up everything that needs to happen as far as, getting to the other side of a project or an ambition or a business or goals, life goals, personal goals, relationship goals, and then putting everything out into the universe and then waiting for them to come back in. So the challenges, I think, in this scenario is that, I think if we're talking about a relationship or maybe partners in a business, one person had, all the ambition and all the foresight, and the other matched their energy in the beginning, and then things fizzled. And the disappointment that stems from that, I think, is what we're talking about. But, with the advice of our oracle cards in the beginning, we know that, we've come to terms with things. The energy has leveled. You're now in a better place, an empowered place, and you're going to be moving forward. With tarot, so with oracle, we get the higher thematic storyline, and with the tarot, we get the details. So we have the Empress, who is the ultimate feminine, gorgeous, beautiful, motherly type. She's sometimes, shown as being pregnant, but what this does is it just symbolizes how abundant and fruitful and, again, another magnetic card, magnetic and positive that the Empress can be. A true partner to the Emperor. It could be a female leader, but one that is omnipresent, but also, almost as if they were like a symbol of perfection in whatever, and however this is taken. So if this is a relationship, putting someone up on a pedestal and just, thinking that they're so perfect, in every single way. That might not be true, but to be idolized in that way. The Two of Coins for me is a multitasking card, or someone that, their energy level ebbs and flows. So it's ebbs and flows, multitasking, juggling multiple priorities. If we're talking about this in alignment with the Empress, it could be someone who is stunningly beautiful, magnetic, put on a pedestal, everything that one could want, but their personality ebbs and flows. So dips and sways and changes. So, we could even, if we want to be dramatic, we can even say bipolar. Or, we did have the attachment card. So it could be addiction also. So, we might be looking at, this is the story of a beautiful person who was once thought to be perfect, but, with time, they didn't match that initial energy that first drew you in. You realized that there were some red flags and problems, potentially addictions, or, like I said, if we're being dramatic, bipolar disorder. Then we have the Ten of Cups. So, the goal was to be perfectly happy, to be a family, to be, to reach, the heights, to get married, to have everything that means a happy family. So, I can understand why the disappointment and, the time needed to be taken in order to move forward. And then to do so, so when I say queen or king of a certain suit, it's not binary. So we're talking about energy. So tarot is all about energies and frequencies. So the Queen of Swords, it's a feminine energy, but it is, it's for all of us. It's just, if the king is the leader of the suit of swords, the queen is, the right hand, a person who is just as much of a leader, but maybe not the one standing out in front doing all the talking. They're the person whispering in the ear, or, on the wall, paying attention to making sure nothing goes wrong. But the Queen of Swords is a woman who leads with love, but makes decisions with, with focus and with being objective, using reason, being logical, and being fair. So if we're dealing with a situation where everything was very romanticized, including the person, the situation, the relationship, the goals, where are we going, in order to get out of that, first you have to go through the disappointment, deal with the broken heart, and then the Queen of Swords energy comes in to help you rebuild and figure out what your steps are to go forward alone or in a different direction. You might not be alone, we don't know that, but so that's supporting energy. Let's see what else we have. So Ross, being an Aries, you are all fire. So whenever we pull cards for you, if we get the Suit of Wands, that makes a lot of sense if you're an Aries. Just means that you're the one to, get really excited about things and just go for it, which I think is a lovely way to be. Okay, so we have the Star. This is energy that's still in the air. So what I'm sensing in relation to the story that we were just going over is that there's still a tendency to romanticize what was, and then there might be a tremendous amount of chemistry or passion for a situation. If it's not a relationship, if it's a job, and all of a sudden, you took this job, it was your dream job, and then it didn't work out, or your team, you weren't aligning with your team in the way you thought you might, and your manager ends up being toxic. But every now and then, remember the ebbs and the flows. Things come together perfectly, and everybody forgets that there was trouble to begin with. So you have like a perfect night or a perfect meeting, whatever it is. And so it's like you have stars in your eyes. Like if you think of that saying, that's exactly what this energy is here. The position of this card in correlation to this story. So you have stars in your eyes, and let's see what our advice is going forward on how to handle that feeling of, maybe it's not so bad. Oh wait, it is that bad. But maybe it's not so bad. You get my drift. All right. Okay, so we have, so we have death, which is not, it's not a literal death. It's a transformation or a change that, is irrevocable. Like you can't take it back. It's change for good. Change for good, but change forever. So, and I also got the Ten of Wands. So the Ten of Wands in the tarot deck, it also signifies the death of something. It's the end of a cycle. It is, the worst is over. There's nothing more that can be done to you. As far as like, if it was bad, it's as bad as it could get, and it's over. So, tomorrow is a new day. You'll be starting a new cycle, and everything will be fresh, and it's got to be completely new. So these are two very, high energy cards of transformation, like the phoenix rising from the ashes type of change. So, things will change. They might be painful. So the Ten of Wands, I always say that, like in the standard deck, they have a guy laying on the floor with 10, with the, actually I'm confusing it with the swords. So the Ten of Wands is a man who's walking uphill with a huge bundle of sticks, and he's straining against the hill, and you can tell that, you know, he's dead tired and he's barely making it. He's all hunched over. But in the distance, you see the village. So you know that, you know, he's going to get to the village. He's going to be okay. He might sleep for 3 days, but, you know, he'll get there. So again, you know, 2 major signs of transformation and change for the better. And yeah. If anyone wants to join us in the chat, you just have to, you can ask a question. I'll pull a card for you for, you know, there's no charge. This is a community we're building, so free readings for a bit. And it would just help me if I knew your astrology sign. So I appreciate that. Okay, so so our future energy is the Tower in reverse. So the Tower upright is, again, I think we got all of the, like, no coming back from it change cards. So in the upright, the Tower means exactly what we were just saying with these 2 before. Irrevocable change, you know, disaster almost. Things that, I mean, there's always, for those of us who remember 9/11, the Tower, we think that, you know, it could be, you know, a horrible, devastating, traumatizing tragedy. It could be, it also can be interpreted in a way where, you know, your life is changed. So, like, there's such an immense change that, you know, again, there's no returning to normal life after it happens. So a lottery win, if you were to win $1 billion, like, that's a Tower. So in the reverse, I do read reversals. So in the tarot, it doesn't always mean the opposite when it's in reverse. With this one, it means crisis averted, disaster averted. So this is your future energy saying, you know, you really did dodge a bullet. Whatever your situation is, if it's in love, if it's in, you know, a business situation, if it's just, you know, every day, maybe it's a roommate or, you know, something to do with your parents or a project or anything. It could be car trouble, but, you know, you dodged that bullet. So I'm going to take one more card for this reading, and then we'll go to the chat and see if we have any questions. And I'm using the Disney Villain deck. So I have all different themed decks of tarot cards, and it can be quite fun. They're all based on a deck that was the art, and, you know, the deck itself was from 1908. This is probably my favorite that I have, but everything is based on, you know, the it's Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot, but the Rider-Waite-Smith version of the tarot cards. There's all different versions, but the ones that you see that have themes tend to be based on the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. So, and that's the one I learned from. And, you know, even though the art changes, so it really is about art interpretation for some of the tarot decks and oracle decks, and what it means to you. And when you're doing intuitive readings, you lean on your spirit guides or your spirit squad, if you believe in that, or whatever pops into your mind, you intuitively, you know, decipher what it might mean, and then push it into a message for whoever you're reading for. So I like to say that my spirit squad is talking to your spirit squad. So your people are talking to my people, but it's all in effort of getting a message to the person who I'm reading for. So I'm just a reader interpreting my own thoughts and memories as it pertains to the story that's laying out in front of me, as I interpret art, depending on the deck. Okay. All right. So I have 5 of Wands in reverse. So this is, in the upright, it would mean, you know, a battle, just hang-ups, squabbles, competition. So in reverse, it would mean that these things are behind you, and you're no longer in a mental place, you know, like you don't have brain space for drama anymore. You're moving forward and you're just handling the problem and understanding the person that no longer, you know, you're not gonna engage anymore with the person who needs, the drama to feel like they're part of a relationship. And that could be, attributed to a lot of other things that I don't think we'll have time to get into, because, and then it's not, this is a general reading. It's not a one-on-one, but I would say move forward, take the things that you've learned, good and bad, from every relationship that you're in, no matter what it's for, work, love, family, and know that, a lot of times when there's conflict, on the other side, it could be because they haven't healed from a trauma that, and it just, they repeat patterns. So the key here, at least with this card in reverse, is to know what patterns you followed and to not continue those patterns, break them and move forward, in good faith, and know that, as long as you I always say, walk in an attitude of gratitude and just pay attention, drop your ego, and, really truly look for what serves you as your soul, like what's meant for you. It'll find you. You just have to know how to avoid, getting stars in your eyes and going right back into that old pattern with just a different version of the problem. Okay. I like this deck. I think it's great. Let me know what you like. If you want to see angels, if you want to see animals, if you want to see fairies. I think I have little witches. I have cats. I have, ethereal looking tarot cards that are called the Good Tarot. They're very pretty. I think I'll pull those out. I can start with those. Okay. All right, Ross, it seems like you're the only one talking in the chat. So if you have a question, you let me know and I'll do a reading for you specifically. And then I'm also going to pull an animal oracle card for you. And we're going to clear the energy from that last reading. And got this selenite. So for those of you who like crystals, I know that I work, I'm a guest reader at Let's Get Wired on Main Street in Stafford Springs. And it's a crystal shop, amongst other things. Lots of fun there for me. And so if you know anything about crystals, you'll know that selenite is a cleansing crystal. So if you knock it against the deck of cards you just used, or just have it near you or near other stones that are meant for different things, it cleans the energy. Just and if you're to hold it, I don't know if any of you have, I have like intermittent anxiety, believe it or not. And I'll get very shaky at times, and I look fine on the outside, but I just get like a nervous feeling. And when I hold selenite in my palm, it tends to subside. I don't know if it's a placebo effect or what, but you might want to try it. Okay, Ross, when's the money coming? I would like to know that for myself as well, but I'm going to focus on your energy right now. Aries. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to see what your spirit animal is first. Okay. All right. Oops. All right. I've got, goodness, many. Hawk spirit. Let spirit be your guide. I don't know if any of you have seen a hawk recently, or if you're seeing one now on camera, I guess. But if you see a certain animal or even a hawk frequently, the message is to let spirit be your guide. Change is coming. It's a sign to pay attention. Honestly, I see hawks everywhere, but I also live in the woods. So they tend to be around. Again, the number is 32532. Don't know if that's any significance too, but I'll just say that out loud as well. Okay, so we'll have our hawk oversee this next reading for Ross. He wants to know, when is the money coming? Money. All right, I'm going to use the Good Tarot for you. unless you have a preference. I don't think I have. Yeah, I just have the ones that I mentioned before. So again, like I have the old timey deck with the old art. I have cats, Disney villains, witches, runes, and the one I'm using now, which is called the Good Tarot, and it's by Colette Baron Reed. I'll show you the box if anybody wants to go grab it, if they like what they see. And also the Spirit Animal Oracle is what I just pulled the hawk from. Don't have any. I have an affiliate account set up, but I haven't linked the decks that I use in the YouTube yet. I guess hired, but not hired. I have a helper now. I have an intern, so I'm hoping that he can help me get up and running as far as the efficiency and having things like, in the moment that we need them. Okay, so we have the Messenger of Fire. So you're an Aries, Ross. So this is, this is your suit. So remember, fire is passion, excitement, motivation, strategy, gumption, moving forward, just like very, the energy is not as fast as air, but it's definitely, you're moving at a fast pace. So I would say, and then the Messenger of Fire. So you have a messenger or an offer, or something is coming to you by way of message in regards to money, and it'll be pretty quick. So that's our first card. Let me pull a couple more. See if we can get some details. So I'm just counting the candles on her crown here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So within 2 months, I know it's a long way to wait, but for me, timing in the tarot isn't an exact thing. Everybody's got a different version of how they do it. So this is another example of when, intuitive reading is based on what I judge to be certain timings, because then my guides will show me my symbol for days, weeks, months, years, whereas fire for me is weeks. And then I was looking, my eyes went, when I put the card down, my eyes went right to the crown, and I said, okay, let me count those. So I'm saying within 2 months, you're going to have some money coming in. And get some more. You know what? I am going to switch to a different deck that is a little faster for me, as far as talks a little faster, and also sorry about that, I knocked the camera. It's funny because it's called Tarot Familiars, and look at this box. It is so beat up, and it looks like it's like like the deck was stolen. Like it's not a complete package, and they have this QR code on the back for the book that doesn't work. I think I got it somewhere for like, $12, but my goodness, the cards just fly out of my hands when I use it. So it gets to the storyline very quickly for me. So I hope you like them as well. So this is the Knight of Cups. So this is telling me that someone younger, I would say, 20, like in their 20s. Normally the Knight of Cups is somebody who's naive, very romantic, kind of like a Romeo. It doesn't have to be in the standard deck is depicted as a male energy, but it could be, a man or a woman. I would say that if I'm intuitively reading this card, I would say that with an owl in the card, and it does say Pendle. I think this is based on places in England. you're gonna have somebody coming in quickly. They're gonna just have a lot of energy. They're gonna be really you know fun to be around. You'll feel comfortable with them, like at home, um, and they're going to be bringing in this message. Like something. So you'll be hired. You'll either be hired by them, or there'll be somebody asking if you would like to do work for them. We'll get more details. But, younger, high energy, you feel really great with them the minute you meet them. But again, their energy can be flighty. That's the one thing to note. The Knight of Cups, I guess, is a little bit more stable than the Page, but so Two of Cups. Okay, so this will be a partnership that will work out. You're actually going to really get along with this person. That you're going to go into business together. I don't know if it's I can do more cards to see if we get male or female, but I'm feeling female. It's going to be someone who's younger than you, but even though they have might be, so if they're asking questions or they don't have a lot of knowledge around how you would help them in a business partnership, they'll be quick to catch up. They're very interested in you, and you'll get along well. You'll be able to connect with one another. It'll feel like you're at home with them. Seven of Pentacles. So this is earth energy. This is grounded, stable, material. So money. Seven of Pentacles is do the work and, stop for a moment and sort of look at the pile that you've collected. So it's, you're going to be working. You'll be working hard, but then you'll reap the benefits from it. It'll just, you'll be looking as you're doing the work. You'll be like, wow, this is, I'm enjoying myself. I can see how this will be successful, and then you'll be working with this person to have that, to continue doing those types of projects. All right, and then Queen of Cups. So you're gonna let's see. So we have cups, 3 cup cards, a Messenger of Fire, and then the Seven of Pentacles. So Queen of Cups is, again, really emotionally stable, understands their audience when working, like in a working environment, or, if somebody is, any type of partnership, the Queen of Cups definitely has a hold on their emotions and understands, and very empathetic, compassionate, but understands all sides of, understands everyone that is in her orbit. Definitely someone who makes you feel at home, truly, understands what's needed in the moment and provides, very like a caretaker, like a mama hen type almost. Just somebody who swoops in and does exactly what's needed in the moment, and everybody feels great because of their energy. So that you have a Queen of Cups coming in, that might be you. Remember that even if it's a king or a queen or a knight or a page, it doesn't mean that it's a masculine or feminine. It's just it's an energy. Okay, and then we have the King of Cups. So not only do we have the Queen of Cups, we have the King of Cups. So the two of you together, I see, really emotionally paired. You communicate well together. It feels good. You're at home. When you talk to each other and problem solve and, communicate, everything just seems to, be instinctual and easy. You're not really going to have to, worry about there being a lot of, disagreements or misunderstandings. It'll be a good pairing. And it looks like, the Two of Cups is also soulmate material. So if this is, in case we're not talking about business and we're talking about, potential for love, the Two of Cups is soulmate energy. And even in business, this could just be like the ideal partnership. So if it is a work thing, it just means that, it's meant to be. It's like a destined, sort of fated, like, remember on was it Step Brothers? Did we just become best friends? It's like that energy. And then we also have the Knave of Cups. So this is that Page of Cups I was talking about. Younger, naive, a little, their energy is excited and happy to be there. And really, you have a lot of fun, but then, they might, a little bit ADHD, they might be like squirrel, and then you'd be like, hey, come back over here. Like, let's refocus. So I think like in the beginning, I think that this partnership might have, so I did get that feeling from the Knight, even though the Knight is a little bit more together than the Knave of Cups. I just have, so I think you're just going to have to, be the one that sort of brings focus back to, what you're working on together, whatever that might be. And then, pushing it forward. But, take stock in how it feels, because it's not often that something feels easy. So if, you're able to, do good work together and make money and profit from it, then, just look for ways of building on that feeling. So if there's opportunity after maybe say like one project, you'll say, oh, do you have anything else that you might want to work on together? Because this was, really enjoyable. And I think, so you might start a business together. All right. And then I'm going to do a Lenormand card for you as final advice. So yeah, I'd say within 2 months, you're going to see this happen. You'll have to come back and let us know how it unfolds, or if it might have already started. There are times where I'm way in advance, or, with my readings. And then there are times where they're like, oh, that happened to me last week. Okay. So, okay. So we have Clover. So this is lucky, happiness and luck. So, and then the number 2 and the letter M. Okay. So we might have, and then I think Irish, because I see a clover. I know that I'm not stereotyping. I'm just thinking this is what pops into my mind. And then there's thistle, so Scottish. So Irish or Scottish. The initial M, the number 2. I think that's also for partnership. So because all the 2s, you got 2 of Cups, 2 here. And then definitely, I see a really lucky, happy time coming for you, and you're really going to enjoy whoever this is that's incoming. So you have to let us know. All right. Thanks for your question. I really enjoy doing readings for you. And then, okay. So I think if we don't have anybody else in the chat who wants to ask a question, what I'll do is I'll just do one more general collective reading. And then we can, let's see, we're already at 7:43. My goodness, the time has flown. And then we'll close it out. Every week, what we do is we pull an oracle card. I'm sorry, a runes card. I have cards. I have actual runes that you can see here, and then I have cards that correlate with each of the runes. So we do one of those, and then we also do a coin toss where we we have you ask a yes or no question in your mind, and then we do it. Okay. Oh, thank you, Amelia Ferreira. Thank you for joining the chat. Okay, you're a Leo. When will you find your new job? All right. All right, I'm going to use the Everyday Witch Tarot cards. And they're cute. They're just cartoony. But I like the size of them, and they tend to speak to me, so we'll use that tech. All right, when will Leo find a new job? So Leo is sticking out. That's end of July, early August. So that date range keeps popping into my mind before I'm even doing cards. Okay, we have the Ace of Swords. So this is the Sword of Truth. You're going to have a new opportunity. Potentially, could be a remote job. It could be using, swords for me are communications, internet technology, fast-moving energy. We have the hawks. So look at all the hawks that are around. So we have, let spirit be your guide. So keep an eye out for, hawk symbology. It could be on your social media feed. It could be, you'll be driving and you see a hawk. Keep an eye out, because that's your spirit. In my opinion, your spirit squad saying, "Hey, pay attention. Something's coming." So Ace of Swords is the Ace of Truth. It's definitely any ace is a new opportunity, and I do see you, doing something either in a remote environment or with communications technology. If you let me know if that resonates. I'm going to keep going and try to pull more details. But I do, I see it happening around you. Like late July at the latest, early August. So the whole summer. But let's see. I'll do a timing card. Okay, timing. Okay. So I have 7 of Wands, and I asked for this to be a timing card. So yeah, I see. I already have. I'm sorry, I'm just talking to my mod for a moment. I already have her sign, so we're all set. So the 7 of Wands for me is 7 weeks. So let's see. I don't have my calendar in front of me, but so all of May, somewhere in June, I would say, like, interviews will probably start now, and then go, back and forth through June, and then you'd start soon after. 5 of Swords. So for me, this is an underlying energy. So the 5 of Swords is, I don't know if you were involved in a layoff of any sort, or if there was, a situation where you had to leave, a previous job based on just conflict in the workplace for whatever it is. Oh, very good. Relates getting my business operations management degree at the age of 47. Well, congratulations to you. What a huge achievement. You should be very proud of yourself. So yes, going forward, it's going to be, you're going to be able to use that degree, and it's going to, you're going to be fulfilled. I think so that makes sense to me. So this card is telling me that you're leaving an energy that just wasn't fulfilling. It always felt like sort of, like, I don't want to say toxic, because it's not as strong as toxic, but just like there's always a blame game going on, or somebody wasn't pulling their weight, or there's just seemed to be like a lot of, somebody thinks that somebody's getting away with more than they are. That's what that means to me, at least. And then, all right. And then energy that's still around you is the Tower, King of Swords, and then Justice in reverse. So Justice in reverse for me, so upright just means it's fair, it's contracts, it's anything legal, it's as it mentions justice, the number 11. 11 can equate to 2. 2 is partnership, but like fair partnership. In reverse, I can say this is almost like discrimination. So I'm not sure if that's something that you experienced, or if you felt that you were sort of ganged up on or bullied in any way. That's what that's telling me. That was, in the energy that led to looking for work. King of Swords. King of Swords can be a very tough, sort of no nonsense, no motion, black and white, logical type of employer, a boss. Just could be somebody in your life, could be you. You're not going to, it's sort of like, you won't deal with any nonsense. If something doesn't fit for you, you're out. It's that type of energy. It's very, very decisive and very fast, because our suit of swords is air energy, and that is the quickest energy there is. Again, sword of truth. So the King of Swords holding the sword of truth and saying, you know what, this doesn't work for me. And the Tower. So, something came crumbling to the ground, a huge change. Something that is no longer the way it was the moment before the Tower crumbled. So, but, in this card, it's not really giving me that sort of like devastating tragedy type of energy. I look at her face, and I see that she's fine. Nobody's hurt. And she looks as if, she's strategizing as to what comes next. So, and then the star card, I do know, comes next after this card, and it's an energy of hope and, wishing upon a star and actual fame and just things that happen after, you break apart everything that does not work in your life, and then you move forward with the goal of meeting everything that does. So I feel that for you in this card. All right, let's get some future energy and then advice for you. I also just got my degree in business management. So you and I are almost, I'm a little older than you, but yeah, it's a great feeling to be done. So for the moon, so there's going to be, those 7 weeks that we're talking about, it might feel like, nothing's really showing up, that things are a little vague. But, take a look at this cat here, and then look in the water. Do you see how when they look in the water that the cat is, it's almost as if they're all grown up. They're looking at a bigger, badder version of themselves. Just know that that's on the horizon. That's definitely incoming. It's just, you might not be able, it in your heart. It's almost it's an instinct. That good things are coming. That the right thing will find you. You're so qualified. You're ready for that next big challenge. But it might not seem obvious to you. And then as the weeks go on, you're going to be like, oh my goodness, like, will it ever happen? And I know that it will. And then we'll get some advice for you. All right. So 6 of Swords. This is, you are going to be moving on to calmer shores. You're going to be going towards a new place that is a fit for you. 6 of Swords for me sometimes also designates travel, and it could also mean that you might be moving somewhere for work. So maybe if I don't know if that's an option for you, but if you were to be given, it might be a job that, like we thought in the beginning, that might be remote, or where you're, on the internet a lot for work, and then you commute to, a different state or a different place, or maybe you travel, percentage of the time. But I definitely see something coming in. I know it's going to be the right thing for you. You will enjoy it, but it'll be different, and exciting in the right ways. It'll be, like we said with the moon card, it'll be like our the grown-up job we were always meant to have. And now that we've got all the right degrees, it'll be given to us. So best of luck to you. Like I said, you'll have to, we do this every Tuesday. So if you want to jump back on and let us know when you get that job, we will all cheer for you together. And I would love to know that, things worked out. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Amelia. All right. Any other questions in the chat? Don't be shy. We're a great group. I'm happy to answer one more question, and then we'll log off at 8. But if you would subscribe and like this live video in YouTube, and then join us on Tarot Tuesdays. I will promote the live hour through Facebook and then YouTube, and I think on Instagram I did it. But I appreciate you, and if you could spread the word, let's build our community up, and then we can come and do some free readings once a week. It's so fun. Okay, P, hi. Yes, you can ask. What can I do for you? I'd love to know your zodiac sign and then your question, and we'll do that, and then we'll close out after. Okay, I just have P, so you can go ahead. I'm just waiting on your question. I'm going to start pulling cards using this deck. Okay, when you're ready with your question, you let me know. I'm just going to start pulling cards because I'm getting good energy from you already. Okay.
Oh, your birthday just passed. Happy birthday. Okay. All right. Ooh, I'm getting tingles. So, okay, I got this card to start with. I think this is just the anxiety that you're feeling, not knowing, that worry. Wondering if you're going to, wondering what comes next. So I'm going to put that back in the deck, but hang in there. We're going to get some clarity for you. I'm really feeling your energy, so I'm interested to see what comes. Okay. So I got the Five of Wands in reverse. So upright, the Five of Wands is, it's instability, it's quabbling, it's bickering, it's competition, but it also can mean training, like, you're training and trying to testing something out. But it's very competitive, competitive training, if that makes sense. In reverse, I would just say that, it's almost as if someone, they're not making the effort. They don't feel like, they can just pull it together in time to, move to that next thing. So, and this could also be unmet expectations. So I'm feeling that for you. You said that he confessed that he had romantic feelings for you, but he never gave you clarity. So I think, so my vibe is that he just doesn't know. Yeah. Okay. So I get, so these are, I'm using the, the Radiant Wise Spirit deck, and this is old timey tarot cards. So they are, they're from 1908. They have all kinds of, random weird images on them, but let me explain them as we go. So the Devil has to do in the upright, and we got it in reverse. So in the upright, it has to deal with compulsion, addictions, codependency. You'll see that these two people, these are actually the same couple that's depicted on the Lover's card. And they are chained to the Devil's stand here. But you'll see that the chains are very loose around their necks. They could take those off and walk away, but they choose to stay there. So that's where I get codependency. And then this is supposed to be a symbol of Pan, which is basically like, all your vices. So if you are addicted to food, if you love to drink, if you want to party, if you, you can't commit. It's just, you're Romeo, you want to, play the field or just never commit. That's what this means for me in a love, in a love relationship scenario. In reverse, it means that this is probably all they know. They don't, I think what you'll need to do is define the rules of battle. So these two together for me just say that they if they've confessed they have romantic feelings for you, they might not know what comes next. Because a lot of the times, we're, depending on your age, we're left to parent ourselves, and then we're thrown into school, and we sort of figure out how life works, and what's allowed and what's not allowed, trial by error, and a lot of embarrassment in our teens. And then in your 20s, you're just sort of like, that's when you're supposed to be having fun and playing the field and traveling and doing all the stuff that you don't do when you're in a committed, serious relationship. But I have a feeling that they just don't know how to move forward. So I don't know if okay, so you're a Taurus, so you definitely love comfortable things in life. You're an earth energy, so you love home, work, comfort, stability. So you're very grounded and very comfortable in a relationship. So I think so do you know Sahib's zodiac sign? Because I think I might be able to figure out a little bit more based on yours and his. Let me know. So I'm getting the heartbreak card. This to me, because it's in an energy, so the position of this card, this doesn't mean this is you. And, it means that in their past, they've had a heartbreak. It could be you having a heartbreak in the past. So I think maybe a lot of the anxiety you're feeling might be because you've, been hurt before, and you're just hoping that this next thing isn't that way. Um, but all right, you don't know his sign. Do you know his birthday? Birthday at all? And then I might be able to. I'll know his sign because I know the birthdays. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going. Okay. All right, no worries. Getting a vibe that they're just okay. So the Knight of Swords, this energy is so fast moving. Can you see how fast this horse is going and how the air is blowing the mane of this horse back? And they're just like, look at their legs in the air. And, he's, as far up in the saddle as he can be, and he's holding his sword of truth in the air. Well, this to me, I think, is how it might be feeling. So this came in reverse. So I feel that he's overwhelmed. He doesn't understand, the rules of engagement. He feels he has romantic feelings for you, but he is nervous to jump in because he doesn't know. He might be, if he's, if he's an analytical type, he might be the one who needs a plan in, and then like, okay, what are the rules around the midpoint? Like, when do we decide if we're both in agreement to move forward? Like very like sword energy in a lot of ways. I mean, so if he's a Knight of Swords, that means that even though in his heart, the energy is fast and he can make a decision quickly with his heart, but then his mind takes over. And then he needs to know, okay, like, what's our contingency plan if things don't work? And are we going to still stay friends? And, do I have to meet your parents? Like, tell me all the things I have to do. I'll tell you if I'm comfortable. And then, I'll think about it. It'll get awkward and then we'll move forward because, I don't want to be away from you. And then I sort of understand how I feel a little bit better and it's less weird. But, I'm just getting sort of like, I don't know the rules. So I'm not going to just, embarrass myself. A lot of the times I find that if you figure out how not to embarrass somebody, believe it or not, it seems silly. Like, it seems like, why? Oh, they're so confident. They're so this, they're so that. They would never be embarrassed. But truly, sometimes, the hesitancy to, like, if they're hesitating to move forward, it's because they just don't want to be embarrassed and they don't know the rules and they don't want to say they don't know the rules. So it's using your words and being, you want to be to the point, but you don't want to be too intense because then it feels like they don't have a choice in the matter. So it's like, so meter your intensity, like when you're talking about moving forward, and just say, I would, would you like to, like sort of plan out your dates. Like, oh, there's like in a week or two, there's this concert. I would love to go to that. Are you interested in that type of music? Like, make it less about the date and more about like, going together because you both have that same, an interest in that same band or whatever it is. You can sort of strategize and change the way that you communicate so it becomes less, just there's less pressure. At least, and I think you and I might not think that it would be pressure because it wouldn't be for us, but we have to remember that when we're especially in love, like when you're talking, so not everybody speaks the same love language. So if you can figure out what his love language is, it's gonna be a lot easier to get him to commit and be in it 100% because he's gonna, be speaking that language. You understand? So it's like you just have to kind of figure that out. And then be patient and just be easy and let him come to you. So this is what everything I just said is in this card. So if it's in March, he's either an Aquarius, which I actually thought Aquarius in my mind, I'm not going to lie, and then or Pisces. So I would just say exactly what, we're going to follow my gut on this one. And honestly, I think that the best thing to do is to just, look for ways to communicate, find things in common, like talk in future dates, but like get excited about what you're going to be doing together going forward. And then, really focus on like what you have in common and why it's fun to be together. Because I think, again, in the beginning, if you have like a lot of chemistry, or your families know each other, or like anything that ties you together, but it truly isn't like based in, true connection and a good, like a true partnership, and you're connecting, then that might be a reason for doubt. So definitely move forward and think about how all the ways that you can connect, and focus on building those connections, and focusing on how much fun you have together, and why you like to do the same things that you're doing, and like why you're excited about this and that, because you both enjoy doing it. And some couples have nothing in common, and they know that right from the beginning, but they decide that they're going to do like 1 week they're going to do something that one person likes, and then the next week they do what the other person likes, and they learn to like the other person's likes, because they want to be in a relationship together. But it's always on the table. So I don't know if you know what I'm saying. It's like you just have to use your words and be and be intentional. And meter your intensity. It's never easy for us, is it? I think like when you wouldn't be on this call if you didn't have an intuition that was pretty strong, and have an interest in these things. So I think like we are so sure of ourselves that when we meet people who aren't sure of themselves, like it becomes like we become impatient, because we just, like, we're sure. Why do we, like, why aren't you? We don't want to wait. So, okay. So I have, for your future energy, I have the Hermit. So a lot of it, like, again, you got to structure your, everything that you're doing together. You have to structure it so when he thinks to himself, wow, we have a lot in common. Wow, I really enjoy the time we spend together. Wow, I'm really looking forward to this, music concert, because we both love the same type of music. Then the conversation becomes easier. The text messages, he's going to like see something, he's going to think of you, he's going to text you. It's going to become much easier. So you see that in the Lantern, that the Hermit, who this is a Virgo card. So maybe Virgo is in August, late August, early September. But the Hermit is all alone on a mountaintop, thinking about everything he needs to think about in order to move forward. And in, this Lantern is the star, which is like, it signifies all his hopes and dreams. So he's thinking about his hopes and dreams and future, and he's doing it on his own. So it just tells me that your guy is like, he's introverted, and he needs to think through things through on his own in order to feel comfortable moving forward. So you just got to meet him halfway, and if not, strategize so it makes it easier for him. Oh, you're a Virgo moon? Oh, I love that you know your moon. Fantastic. Yeah. So, analytical in your mind. And Virgos, I'm a Scorpio. I'm not a Virgo, but let me tell you, Scorpios and Virgos have so much in common, because we just plan everything, we strategize everything, we're super efficient, and we're doers. Okay. You don't think you're ever going to see him again? Oh. Our relationship has been, I got to catch up with this chat. Oh my goodness. Oh, I love that you're talking to me though, because it helps. All right. Let's see. Sure. Our relationship has kind of a forbidden aspect to it. Your word's good. Okay. Don't know the sign. I think it's in March. So I missed that beginning part. I'm sorry about that. Okay. So, let's see. I'll just ask you. Okay. Have hope. You will see him again. The world is so small. Technology just like makes the world so small. You really, there are ways, So, okay, let's see what this number is. It's 17, 1, 7, 8, the star, number 17. So we have, like this card. Oh, so don't blame yourself for being impatient. I mean, I get it. Like I said, like, and I have a Taurus rising. So, being the way that we are, we just are so sure about things. And we get a little impatient with people who, like, in our minds, can't keep up. But as you get older, and I'm sure I'm much older than you, but as I got older, I realized that I had to let people, come to their, they really need to think things through in their own way. And then as far as a romantic relationship, like we say, we have different love languages. So, what might be romantic to me might not be romantic to someone else. And I have to remember that and sort of remember to meet in the middle and not just run straight ahead because I'm sure I know the answer. Because, we don't always, sometimes we have to wait for that other person. They'll get there, but, we just have to wait. So the star card is a very positive sign that you will meet again. It is wish upon a star, like hopes and dreams, like success, wonderful things will happen type of a card. So, like her foot is in the water, which is like, so she's 1 foot on the ground, so grounded, stable, focused. So that's everything that you are in a Taurus. And then foot in the water. So that if he is a Pisces, that's foot in the water. But also for you, it means like keep your emotions in check, keep 1 foot grounded. You can still hope, dream, wish upon a star, be romantic, get excited, the puppy love stuff, do it. It just, but it does, this card does signify that it could be, it is meant to be. So that I would say you can hang on to hope, and I can't imagine that you won't see him again. Let me pull one more. And then, sometimes like when we think things through and like the next time you are to see him, if you say, listen, I'm sorry if I was a bit, extra last time we saw each other, I was just so excited that I met somebody that I felt so connected to. And, I realized that, I just wanted you to know that, and then see what happens. So, this card is the 8 of discs. So this is working, like methodically working towards something and achieving success. Like this is a hard worker. So like if we just pick that apart as far as how it pertains to a relationship, it just means like stay consistent, use your words, like look for ways to connect with him. If you do talk to him again, just say, hey, I really just wanted to tell you that, like that I really thought, that we have great chemistry and I really want to get to know you better. And, I'm sorry if I, you said that you never bother him again. Let me read this stuff. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, this also can mean that it's time to work on ourselves a little bit before we go back for round 2. Doesn't mean that he's going away forever. Just means that you have to learn, your love language. Sometimes we don't know our love language. And then when we're trying to communicate, when there's lots of chemistry, it just gets all jumbled up and weird, right? So again, I think it's like knowing the rules. You have to define the rules for yourself too. And so I would say, take some time, really think about, what your goals are, what you'd like in a partner, what's important to you, like where do you see yourself like being happiest, and not like, yes, I could say, Jason Momoa is my boyfriend tomorrow, I'm happy, but he and I might not have anything in common. I'd find a way to make it work. Okay. I hope my husband's not listening, but it's just, you know what I'm saying? Like you have to get past those, romantic, we romanticize, we like we put people up on pedestals and we, in our mind, they're the perfect person for us. And then, I would just say, really think through it, be as logical as you can, but at the same time, don't lose your heart, and then once you know what's best for you and your love language, then I think you're going to be, it's going to be a lot easier for you to meet somebody in the middle yourself. So I would not lose hope, though. I mean, I truly get a feeling that there's a chance if you want there to be. You have to. This is a meeting in the middle type of a thing. So it's not going to come to you. You have to take the steps to get yourself to a place where you're level-headed and you understand your boundaries and your needs and goals for a relationship, and then they'll be much easier to you might meet him again and then be like, oh my gosh, what was I thinking? So I'm curious to see how you do, though. I hope you come back and join us in future weeks and let us know how you're doing and how everything went, if you did meet back up, or if you probably got somebody new in your life. That might happen too, and then you'd be like, I don't even remember talking about this other guy. So, well, thank you for joining. We went a little bit over our hour, which is great. I absolutely love that. I love having everyone in the chat talking, communicating, pull cards. I'm happy to do it for you every week, if not more, if we get enough people that want to. So like I said, we're gonna pull our rune and then do so if you have a yes/no question in your mind, that's how we'll close out on the yes/no. But I'm first gonna do the rune. So future energy going forward. This is what do we need to know for the rest of the week until we meet again? Okay. So, this is Ehwaz. It's a progression. Everything's a progression. So let's see, I have, so here's the actual rune, but I got these cards so I can better learn the symbology. Okay, so this rune announces a change, a journey, a progress, the transition. So that was in all our cards tonight. I think we did 3 pulls and everything was about change, journey, progress, transitions. So, yeah. Let that marinate, and hopefully in the week ahead we'll have a lot of epiphanies and good things happening for us. Okay, now this is my coin. It's pretty fun. I don't know where. I think I got it on Amazon of both places, but yes or no coin. So they have like kind of spooky artwork on it, but that's still fun. Okay, so okay, I'm sorry. I think, okay, so P, you're welcome. I think the lesson here is, even if you don't ever talk to this guy again, is that you figure out what you need. You figure out your love language. You figure out what your boundaries are. You figure out what your goals are in a relationship. And I think that if it's this guy, he'll show back up, and then you would be able to start fresh and sort of start from the place where you'll be, because you still have to go there, right? So it's like when I say meet in the middle, it's like you have to get yourself to the middle too. Like you have to be sure of what your needs are, and that's what's going to create like you're going to have positive relationships moving forward, because you know your truth. So I would say, maybe this whole thing isn't about him at all. Like, maybe stop making it about somebody else and focus on you. I know it seems like I've been raised where it's like, oh, I always put everyone else first. But, I think it's truly important. Like, and it will help you make better decisions in life as you go forward, if you know yourself and what you'll accept and won't accept. So I hope that resonates for you. I hope that makes sense. It's okay to put yourself first. And then if this guy is meant to be, he's meant to be. If not, maybe you'll find somebody else who's even better, because you know what you want. Maybe it'll be an Earth sign, or a Virgo, even better. Someone who can make decisions fast. Okay, so all right, we have no. So hopefully that's a good no. I'm going to thank you for joining, and we will see you all next week. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I'm looking forward to interacting with you next time. Thank you.